I thought this music was so epic.
Oh, stuff it.
Hi, I'm Ant.
And I'm Woody.
And we are
Anything Gaming.
Come and enjoy the show.
Okay, so I made that a lot shorter than the old one. Hey, welcome to Anything Gaming. We're on episode 46. It's like a lot of episodes. We nearly do the 50 party soon. As always, Woody, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you been, man?
I'm jet lagged, but I'm back in the real world again. So that was pretty cool. We got a big show talking about PAX because I did travel the world over to see Woody over in Boston there, and we did a lot of PAX looking around and lots of different games and stuff like that. So it's all PAX related, and then whatever else we talk about, anything else gaming basically. It wouldn't be the name of the show otherwise.
One thing too was this was my first PAX. This was really my first, it wasn't my first ever. I did go to a comic convention once, Terrificon in Connecticut. Mm-hmm. But this was my first video game, anime, tabletop, convention. And, I was blown away. I was overwhelmed. Every second I was there, it was cool. It was a cool thing. I enjoyed it. It made me feel alive again, some of these things. Even, it got me interested in things that even I didn't pay attention. I picked up a couple Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Yeah, you bought some random stuff.
Yeah, no, they were good. And I actually ended up picking up a sweet purse for Tess. She likes Mary Poppins, and I saw this. I don't know if it was hand sculpted purse. She likes purses, so I was like, you know what? Here you go. It's cool, and of course some games too. But no, just from that, just being able to talk to developers too. That was humble. That was very humbling. I think sometimes, I'll admit, I take video games for granted that the fact that they were made by people, so to actually get the chance to actually talk to these people and talk about their games, it's humbling.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Because every time I go to a convention, I see it from both sides. I get to talk to developers. I get to talk to people that are playing games, and then for me, sometimes some of the best things are moments after PAX where you're reading through comments and someone goes, "Hey, I like you. I really like this game, Lighthouse World. It brought a tear to my eye." And I'm like, "Oh my God, that's amazing." Out of all the games you could have wrote about, you wrote about my game. And I'm like, oh, so it does humble you on both sides of the equation. So I get that a lot.
Well, I think that's a good thing about this. It shows appreciation from both sides.
Yeah.
I will say this: most of the games, if not all the games I played, none of them were bad to me. Some of them were different. Some of them went in a different direction, but there weren't really too many bad ones. And the best ones I played, I ended up buying one actually. A game they had on display. I'll talk more about that. And that's another thing that blew me away. The merchandise there. Oof. That was wow. That was cool too.
Oh, there was so much. There was so much merchandise there. There was a lot of merchandise. There was a lot of everything there. There was there was a lot of indie games. There was a lot of tabletop games. Everything was lots of. It was always just bigger and better than the PAX Australia vibe. But it was amazing.
One thing I do regret though is I still don't think I took real advantage of PAX. No, there was some stuff I missed. I didn't see everything. I missed the Borderlands 4 reveal. Other things too. So as cool as it was, I think that's just what blows my mind was there was more to see.
Oh, I think when you go to one of these events, so anyone that hasn't been to one of these events, you probably go to one and it just goes by and you I feel like I missed 90% of it. And then the second year it comes around, you're like, okay, this year I'm going to plan. I've got an idea of what this all means. And you go through all the little brochures and you look on the internet and you do your research on what you actually want to see. And then you have to start making a list of all the things. So then you can work out what time you've got to meet in this room and look at that. And yeah, it's a big process, but you kind of have to go to one and then just get the vibe, and then you can work it out from there. So now
but
you've
like,
got
well,
the vibe.
okay. So full disclosure, I mean, well, how did coming to Boston feel? Now you've traveled, you've gone on a plane and gone across the world now. So was Boston any day longer? It was like your longest flight. It must have been.
Oh, definitely the longest flight.
Yeah.
I wish it was on the West Coast, but I don't. I feel more like homely in the East Coast because it's probably closer to Melbourne, and after being there, I can definitely confirm that it's a lot closer to Melbourne. But the way that the city did it was really good. Like you came in, and it was not in the heart of the city, but like in the seaport area of the city.
Seaport.
So it was nice, and I think it was easy to get to for people because there was a fair bit of transport and stuff to get there and stuff like that. But then a lot of people were walking to it. Like the city had a nice vibe to it. Everyone was like walking there in their costumes. I love seeing people on their trams and trains and wearing this big crazy cosplay outfit. That kind of makes me laugh all the time.
Oh. Well, it's funny. Okay, disclosure. We went Wednesday. We met up Wednesday. That Wednesday, I went on Thursday to PAX. I didn't make Friday. Friday had some family things to deal with, so I wasn't able to do Friday. But then I did Saturday and Sunday. I can't speak for Friday and Sunday. I really didn't see it. But the train ride in, because I didn't drive, I went train. Yeah. Like the entire crew from Final Fantasy 15 walked by me.
I love that though. Like it makes my day.
It was great. It was awesome. I saw someone that looked just like a wizard, probably from something, but wizard. Dressed up. There were a couple anime girls on the train too. There were people that were clearly going to PAX. They may not have been cosplay. I was wearing my Mario hoodie, so yeah, I was pretty noticeable, I suppose.
Yeah, I just think it's like awesome when you it just brings the community, and it's a big community. You see people coming in. I got a video of all the people coming in, and I thought, oh, just record that. It'll take like 5 minutes. And I stood there on this bridge recording all the people walking in, and after about 5 minutes, I was like, oh, I'm so bored with this. It's like people just never stopped coming in through the door. And it's like, oh, this is too big, too much. I'll just record a bit and put it together. But one of my highlights was getting around with you. And we got, I think on the Sunday when things cooled down a bit, we got around and we had a look at a fair few games together. That was good fun. For me, like we got to meet up, which is pretty fun because to see how short you really are in real life. And
like I always like okay, full disclosure, I'm using Imperial, but I'm 5'11", and so I that's not tall. That's real close to just like a little above average, a little below average, I guess. So I can reach it on the top shelf, but at the same time, I have no clear advantage over anybody else. I always thought that you were shorter than me, but once again, going by Imperial, you're about like 6'3" ish.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so that was like, oh, hi, Aunt. Funny name for a guy your size, but all right. No, but it was a delight meeting you for the first time. That was great. Put a actual person to the face that we've been talking to for the last few while now. And of course, I big props to your lovely wife, Lisa. An awesome delight of a person. I feel better having met her. She was great. It was cool.
I got to meet Tess too. So we got to meet everyone. To meet everyone. So that was a really
everyone
good
got to meet everyone. Well, Tess loved it. Now Tess isn't like a huge gamer at all. Like pretty much all she knows is like casual Wii games and whatever I've given her. She loves The Witness. Mario Kart. She loves Mario Kart too. But just her being able to meet you and go into Boston. I was on vacation this week, so I had the whole week to myself, including the time I needed for PAX.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just another fun date we had that week after a couple, which we did pretty much on every day except Tuesday. Tuesday we did nothing.
I remember you going in. This is the thing that made me laugh heaps, like quite hard. Is that we inside anyway? We went into PAX and we went in to set up, and I'm like, oh, let's go and have a look at the booths. And you're walking in there like this kid in this giant candy store that you've like, oh my god, this is actually like a real thing, and you've entered in for the first time this massive gaming library of things. And you're like, oh, shit, we can't take photos of anything because we'll probably be in trouble.
No. Honestly, I know it sounds weird, but I have respect for when I can experience something that can't necessarily be captured on photo or film.
Yeah.
Because it just lives in here, like what I see. And it's, it is what you think it is. People setting up PAX. You know what I mean? It's, people setting up that big dome, that Elden Ring purple dome there in the middle of everything. I never went into that. That looked like too much work.
But I think it was, for me, I think it was the interesting part about it was when you're walking into like PAX and stuff like that, and you can never take that memory away. Like I remember the first time I did it down here in Melbourne, and it was just amazing. You just felt like you were part of this big thing and it was like the biggest, like amazing thing in the world. And now I do it all the time. I've done it a fair few times since then, and it's not quite the same moment, but it's still, really, really cool.
And I gotta say, once again, thank you, because I didn't have to just get the regular admission pass.
Yeah.
That no, you gave me the exhibitor pass, so right in.
Yeah.
And so I want to thank you for that. But just even walking inside, I never felt like the only convention I went to was not that big. It was a nice low-key comic convention. There were the original Captain America was there, like stuff like that. So it was nice and low-key. But this was just another level altogether. I couldn't think of. I don't know if I would want to go to anything bigger because, it was brand and everything. But man, like I said, just so overwhelming at serious points. I will say this: I do regret not going to something like this younger in my life. Maybe like I don't think they were around when I was a teenager or anything like on that kind of scale. But that would have been cool. It must be cool to be that young and experience it.
Oh, just imagine like the kids going through these places just going, oh my God, this is massive. I don't know what to look at. But yeah, as always, we let's talk about some of the games that we saw there that kind of broke our little minds.
All right. Yep.
I think the one that I really liked, I don't know if either of us played it because there was a bit of a lineup for it, but it was a cyber lynch and the death cult of laboratory.
Oh yeah, yep. Oh yeah. It caught my eye because like it's a shooter and like the only shooter I saw there was a game called Mycopunk, and it didn't interest me. It just I'm sorry, it just didn't. But this game did.
Because of the art style, like, so if anyone hasn't seen the art style of this game, it's almost like a paper
comic booky.
Yeah,
think like okay, if anyone's read Frank Miller's Sin City, maybe that in a first person vein.
Yeah,
which is cool. Yeah,
like
absolutely
cool as like it just like the art. They nailed the art. I don't know if the game had any cool story or if it had like anything else that was cool about it, but the art alone is worth getting this game for. It was just cool,
it looks like it doesn't take itself too seriously. I'm looking forward to it. Kind of hope it's Steam Deck fair. It should be noted, like of all the games most of the games that I threw on the wish list, I don't think a lot of them are obviously because none of them have release date Steam verified.
I think I was the only game that came there with a Steam Deck, and everyone was like, "Oh, it plays on Steam Deck." I'm like, Yeah,
Right. Like seriously, like I got to give you credit for that, man. Like I didn't see any Steam. You think they would have it?
Yeah,
You know,
like
people got these things. You know, they're gonna want to like walk around and play them. I'm not means that you have to make it for it, but at least like let it be known. Yes, Steam Deck verified.
yeah, and people are like, "Oh, Steam Deck." I'm like, "Yeah." Like, "Oh, Steam Deck." Oh, yeah. Okay, so but that was I don't know why people weren't doing that. That's to me, and the thing is with the Steam Deck, it's cheaper than buying a laptop. So why not put a Steam Deck there for people to play on?
Mm.
Yeah. So anyway, that game definitely is a Cyber Lynch game. I think if you're gonna go and check, oh, okay. They say that it's in the styling of classic games in the genre, such as Doom. I don't know if I saw a whole lot of Doom vibes in that game. They might
No,
be
like
lying with that.
they're not lying. Like you know how in Doom you're in the first person and you shoot things. It's like that, like that. Like it's like that. It's like
I don't know, but yeah,
you might as well say it's like Pong. Yeah,
it's exactly the same as Call of Duty
you
because
move around.
you shoot things.
Right? Yeah. Like, but no, like still, like hey, they got to sell it, so whatever. They're not wrong. It's not can't accuse them of lying on that one, so I'll give it to them.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll lose that. Okay.
You know, I gotta say, as far as developers I saw at PAX, because I don't go for the flashy stuff. I go for, oh, by the way, I'm sorry, but I gotta disqualify you in the Radio Bush booth from any award I give.
Oh, okay.
You know, 'cause it's conflict of interest. You were the funnest one. How about that?
Yeah. Okay.
The retroware booth was out of sight. Like they had a couple games on to play, and every single one of them hit hard. Like at the very least, they were the most consistent booth. You know, their big one was Toxic Crusaders, which will be it. Like me and my friends have already got plans to play through the game.
Is that
Like
the same guys that did
yeah.
Castle Crashers and stuff?
No,
No.
they did Prison City.
Yeah.
I did that with Mike on my channel. They did Iron Meat, which I actually got while I was there because it was a good Contra like. I guess that's what you call them, Bullet Hell. I think that's also what they're called, Bullet Hell game.
Yeah.
No, but every game they had there was like on point. They had this one. Here I know it's Inferno, Neon Inferno, and it's this badass shooter. But like it's not as mindless as Iron Meat. First off, there's times where you have to shoot in the foreground and stuff. And the arts, I appreciate a good cyberpunk game. Keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it, and I'll play it. And it gives off that vibe. The Toxic Crusaders, fun beat 'em up. Very fun beat 'em up. I actually think he might have been a content creator because someone had the camera, the phone with the stick. So I was the fourth, and yeah, we had a good time with that.
No, I think that there was. I didn't get a chance to play that one. I remember smelling pizzas and then asking you if the pizza place behind, because there was a game called Pizza Mafia or something like that, or Pizza, what was he called?
And honestly, I gotta say, Pizza Mafia didn't look that bad. I mean,
Pizza Bandit.
Yeah. There is shooting people and all that. It's a fairly violent game as far as pizza goes.
but I was looking at it. I could smell pizza because people were buying pizza somewhere. But I think if you're going to make a game like Pizza Bandit, you just put one pizza in the oven and keep on turning over pizzas, offering out free pizzas to people. And the smell would just draw me in. Like I was going to go over there and eat pizza, and then I realized I didn't have pizza, and we didn't do a thing.
It was a promotional thing. Like the swag they gave away was in a pizza box. Cute, It was a cute
But
idea.
it wasn't a pizza,
Yeah.
okay?
No,
All
it
I wanted
wasn't.
is food.
It was not a
At those
pizza,
events,
yeah.
if I had food, I'm away. I mean, but yeah.
Mm.
I'm trying to find the name of this game that it only released last week actually. Now that I'm looking at Steam, do you do this now that you've gone to PAX and then you turn on Steam and you have a look at the newest games that came out, and all of a sudden like, oh, I just saw that game at PAX the other week. Oh yeah, that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has been happening to me lately. Like I saw a couple games there. I was like, what? No, wait, I did wishlist that, but I think I saw this game, Demon Tides, announced to me. But I did, and I don't remember it, but I wishlist it.
Okay, so the game that I found out that just released just recently, and and this one here was my favorite booth, mainly because of the way they'd set things up, and they got this retro vibe going. But Desktop Survivors '98, and they were the ones giving away the CD with the.
I remember that. Yeah.
The game. And I was just like, oh, this is so cool. I love it when you do something like that and you're walking really fine line of getting Microsoft to sue you or not. But I think they might get away with it.
I got to say this. The woman there that was selling the game, that was giving that little speech, one of the best sales pitches to a video game I ever heard in my life. If you ever hear this, that was great. I wish I recorded it.
Yeah, she was good. But,
she was going off like no pause in between, just like going on the street. It was
my
great.
My voice was hurting just listening to her.
Oh no, young lady, if you're listening to this, salute. That was a good one.
But so if you don't know what Desktop Survivors is, it kind of takes away all of those things that we used to do in the Windows 98, i.e. The game where you pick the what was that little thing that you used to click on the buttons?
Minesweeper.
Minesweeper. Yeah. Had Minesweeper. We had the other one where the cards would fall down. I can't even remember all these.
Solitaire.
Yeah. Solitaire.
Solitaire.
Yeah. Okay. And so what it does is it gets all these old games that we remember playing as kids because we couldn't afford games, and then it makes them kind of into a combat thing. It's just weird. Go and have a look at the video of it, and and that little weird paperclip that used to talk to us, they've got that as a sword. And then that gives you instructions in the game. And I just love everything about the game. Also, its price point is really quite good. It's only like $5 or something. So
really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that one for me was just like, just nostalgic without... Obviously, I don't know if they broke copyright, but they're very close to the copyright laws, I think.
Nah, well, I mean, that always must be a problem, I'm sure, when trying to develop a new IP, making sure that, obviously, there's a lot of influence. At the very least, they're influenced by it, but something like that, just like, it seems like very stressful. I hope they make out good with it.
Yeah, I think so. Any other games? What other games grabbed your attention?
The game that grabbed my attention was maybe one of the best, like, almost reimaginings of an old game. Have you ever played Missile Command?
No.
Okay, Missile Command is an old Atari era game where think of a black screen and there's missiles coming down very slowly. Now what you gotta do?
You gotta shoot them.
Yeah, well, yeah. So your shot kind of is a big blast radius. So you're not really necessarily aiming for the missiles, but you want to get the area around them as much as you can to destroy them.
So it's kind
Simple
of like
game.
protecting your land kind of thing.
Yeah, but there's 5 bases, cities. You don't want them to get bombed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do know that game. I just didn't know it was called Missile
It was
Command. Okay.
It was a Cold War game, you know. But anyway, no, this is a great reimagining. So it makes Missile Command turn-based for one thing, and now instead of like just like the open sky, it's now on a grid.
Oh.
And you have different missile. Like it's also they mentioned it's card based because like one card is like a regular missile, one is a medium sized missile.
Yeah.
And you got to use those in time. And you also see where the missiles are going to come in because it's turn based. So you see where they're coming before they usually do. In the original game, you have to react to it because it's just like real time. At first, I was skeptical. I was like, "What?" But once I started playing it, I became a believer. It's really good. It's a very fun take on like you wouldn't think of it because Missiles Command is just one of those ubiquitous games. Like you knew the game, you just didn't know the name of it.
Yeah.
So just like doing something like that with it. For the record, there also was a legit remaster of Missile Command I seen there that just like it was old school Missile Command, but just with like today's graphics and HDR ray tracing, all that. But I think that's actually been out for a while. I think it's just the same company that did that. But it's called Missile Command Delta. If it's just such a unique take on something that a game that I knew, I played, but I just kind of like dismissed. I'm definitely gonna pick it up as soon as it becomes available.
I think it's good. Like, I think this is how games evolve. Like, someone makes a game, and then all of a sudden we're like, well, that game was cool how you could just jump on things, and now you can jump and kick something, and now you can jump and shoot something and kick something. And like that's the evolution of video games. So this is just like that with Missile Command. I like it.
No, yeah, like it was cool. I think it was. I actually described it to one of my friends, and he mentioned so they turned Missile Command into Battleship, and at first I was like, and then I was like, like now that you mention it, yeah, I guess there are some Battleship vibes, but it works. It works very well.
I think the last game that I saw you playing, did you play it? Was Linked, which was spelled Lynked.
That actually just is now available to purchase. That just showed up on my thing. It's actually on sale too.
Yeah, it only came.
I remember. Yeah, Link Banner
ago.
of the Spark.
Yeah.
I remember this was one of the games that you and me saw together. Yeah. I looked more at it. There are good roguelikes I've played, but I noticed this did have the roguelike tag on it, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm ready to invest into a roguelike at this point in my life. I actually just jumped back into open world games. But I love the art style. The art style was really cool. And to be fair, it looked like a very fun game to play. Are you interested in this particular one?
I am interested in it. I didn't realize it was a roguelike until I just started looking. I clicked on the page and just started looking at it. I thought it was like a Ratchet and Clank kind of knockoff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it probably is. Roguelike is now just a ubiquitous kind of like mechanic that you can stick in games. Like it is like any game is a 2D platformer. Like Mega Man is as much as Mario is, as much as Castlevania is. A couple of the other games I looked at PAX is. So I mean, it could still be
Is roguelike to me, whenever I say roguelike, I'm always like, so that's the kind of game I'm just going to start playing, but I'm probably never going to finish kind of game. It's just like you're going to play it and then you can come back. It's one of those games you just try and do a little bit and then you come back and you go, oh, I'll do a little bit more and I'll come back. But it's not like a story that you can complete type of game. Which
plus
is okay, but yeah.
I think that's one of the games I didn't play though at PAX.
Okay.
Sorry, I saw the footage of it because some games I did want to play, but the lines for them were just like, ugh. Like I'm not a patient person. It's a character flaw. Like I try to just like get into where like you can get in. Retroware was the only one I really waited to get to, and even that was only like a 3-minute thing. It was nothing. But yeah, a couple other games that did catch my eye, but that's really all they caught. Was this one? Here I have it right here. I got my list right in
What
front of
was
me.
that 2D platformer that you were playing that was like a little bit like Mega Man? And I thought you were going to buy it straight away. You were like nailing it.
Actually, this game Wagyu was kind of a disappointment. It's the new Angry Video Game Nerd game, AVGN 8-bit, and it is really good. I was playing it, and if they did have it there available for me, I would have bought it right away. In fact, not only is it coming out for Steam, the systems, they're making an NES cartridge for it, so you can actually play it on an NES if you want, But
because are they hang on. Are they releasing a Nintendo 64 HD or something? And then I think people are starting to make cartridges again for those older consoles. Is this what like they're rehashing all that kind of thing too?
Okay. Full disclosure, it was a Christmas gift I never played, but I got this cool NES game, Alma's Adventure. According to the box, and yes, there was a box with a manual and an insert for limited run because limited run did it. It's actually I don't feel like grabbing it, but it's actually a really nice looking NES cartridge. It's like this weird see-through blue color.
Oh yeah. I used to love the see-through plastics. They were my when you got the MacBook with that, and you had I think they release the see-through 64 console as well. I'm pretty sure they did.
Yes. Yeah. It was a little. It was like almost purple tinted, but yeah, like it was see-through. I actually have the purple tinted N64 controller.
Ooh.
Yeah, I really want that to make a comeback. The see-through.
Like yes, I agree. I
like that stuff was great.
To see-through Switch 2.
Oh, that'd be the best. Probably not the screen part. On the screen part, they probably have to block some parts of it for a reason. But no, like at least the controllers, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I love that too. Yeah, because I'm looking through some of the PAX games here from the PAX list, and I can never find the ones that I want to find. There's so many games here that I looked at and I'm like, I can't even remember seeing this, like unless they had like a way different banner or something, because I cannot remember any of the like some of these games I can't remember seeing there at all. But it's hard to go and visit them all, I guess. I do remember seeing Among Us 3D that did grab my eye because it looked really good. It looked more complete in 3D for me. I thought it looked pretty good. I did like also what's that game called? The Shapes or the Shapes 2 that's coming out. It's a factory building game.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did not see that game,
No, it was near Among Us 3D. It was a cool game. That was some of the ones that I really liked a lot. And we both missed the Borderlands. I don't even know where that was on the big stage.
I played through the first one. I only played like the first part of the second one. I haven't touched the third one, so I at this point it's Borderlands. Like, good for those who like Borderlands. I know you're a Borderlands fan. I
love Borderlands.
Yeah. People love Borderlands. It's got a following. A couple of my friends do, but I'm sure it'll be good. Some people weren't that sold on Borderlands 3 though. I don't think Borderlands 3 was like as well received as 1 and 2.
I think Borderlands 3 was fun. I think they've like, okay, Borderlands is a little bit like Star Wars. So I'm going to probably upset lots of people at this comment. Okay.
I'm on board. Let's go.
Okay, so if you look at Star Wars, the very first Star Wars number 4, and then you look at all the ones that followed, they're basically the same story. They just change it a little bit. Like something bad happens, we all kind of do some extra fighting, then they finish off the game. Like, or they go and, that's how it happens. So in Borderlands, it's kind of the same thing. Like, so Borderlands 1 was this whole idea of getting to Pandora, all this type of stuff. Borderlands 2, the same kind of thing. Borderlands 3 is almost the same story. It's almost like a Star Wars thing all over again, like the same kind of rehashing of this. So the story, I don't know, unless they can kind of reinvent the story somewhere. I mean, there are some little intricate side stories and all these different things, but all in all, it kind of feels similar. So I'd like to see them reinvent the story or find a different way to do something with the story. I like what they've done with the combat in Borderlands 3. It looks really, really cool. And the movement, they've got like grapples. Every player gets grapples, and you can call your own hovering aeroplane car thing that shoots. And you get all these really cool things like that, which I think that's amazing. But I think that the story probably needs a bit of a refresh, and I don't know if they're going to do that or not. So I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Because, I mean, here's an interesting question. Do you think the Borderlands movie in any way, shape, or form shaped what Borderlands 4 is and will become? Or do you think they're trying to, like, distance themselves from that?
I think the movie was pretty much like Borderlands 1 and 2 kind of thing, more so than anything. Yeah, it definitely had that kind of feel to it. It didn't feel like I don't know, it didn't feel like that they'd gone away from anything too much. It's kind of a pretty simple idea. You're just trying to get to something, and then that to save someone. Basically, that's the whole premise.
To me, Borderlands was never really about the story. Like, they have characters, you got your Handsome Jack, you got your Mad Moxie, but Borderlands, to me, has always been more about the gameplay. I mean, Borderlands 1 has a very thin plot, Some random planet, might have some random vault, this backstory, how it was populated, corporations, mining it, and just, leaving it and all that. But that's it. The rest of the story is just like, what's the next gun you're going to get? That was the big thing. Just all these different types of ways to shoot and kill everything. That was cool.
I guess in Borderlands 1 and 2, I think what I'm trying to say is the big difference was in Borderlands 1 and 2, I was always interested to see what was in the vault. What was there? What was the big reveal kind of thing? And I don't know, there's not that motivating factor in the new Borderlands as much, if that makes sense. I guess that's where I'm kind of a bit thrown with. If they can make me want to get to the end of Borderlands, like in Borderlands 3, I didn't really care if I finished it or not. I had fun playing it while I was there, but I was like partway through Borderlands 3, I'm like, you know what? It's probably going to be some crap at the end. It's not going to be even anything interesting that I'm that obsessed with. You know what I mean? And that's where I guess that I'm probably being a bit negative towards Borderlands. They got to kind of make you want to get through the story. Oh, what's in this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, even you hear the word grind used a lot in games like Borderlands, and grinding on its own sucks. But if you're grinding towards something, that makes the grind all worth it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what's in there? I want to see what's in there. So yeah, I guess there's that kind of thing that really makes me interested in Borderlands. I guess that's what the early ones did really well. Anyway, there was a lot of adorable games at PAX East.
Oh yeah, the a Corgi's Cozy Tale. That was just adorable.
Cozy hike. Cozy,
Hike.
yeah. That was terrible. I was looking at the exact same game and going, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
I can't not mention that."
I did a quick search and I looked at that and I was like, huh. And then it hit me. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one where you're just a dog walking around.
Yeah, and
I like
so many
that one.
people
That was
are
good.
like, "I want to be the dog," and then there was the cat one that was next to us, and people were like, "Oh, I get to be a cat." I would have liked to see the cat one next to the dog one, so they could kind of
See which one.
battle each other out. Like, are there more cat people or dog people at PAX? Like, that would have been fun to me.
No, yes, it was definitely a lot of animals on display at PAX. I should have expected that. But they, I mean, it's just that cozy tales, stuff that you don't have to stress about. I guess that's on the other spectrum of like the retro, 2D style shooters I was playing. Was going to these games that were very like low key, very fun games, very intuitive. I liked the coffee making in Cat Secretary. It was cute. You don't really feel like a cat doing it, but it was still funny.
I think that's always important and fun. Yeah, that was. I just can't believe how many games were there, and how much. Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Because compared to like the Australian PAX, I've only got Australian PAX to compare to because I haven't been to the West Coast one or anything like that. But I think our indie games maybe aren't as on the same. They might be on a little bit less of the level. Like there was some really high end indie games at this part that I almost like considered or almost not indie games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, like even look at they didn't have a game on display, but there was a Pokemon official, like the card game there. But that's still a major, probably $1 billion, must be $1 billion franchise. The Elden Ring expansion was there, but even then, like the group that made Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios, they're not a huge company by any means. They're not like this giant, triple A cranking publisher. They're not. But they had a presence there. I don't think I visited them, but I did see them there.
Yeah, they were there, and Dead by Daylight was their number. I can't believe that game 5 only just got released. Like it feels like it's been released for forever long. It feels like it's always been released, and I feel like they only classify it being released now because I think it only went off early access like not all that long back. So that was a bit weird.
Well, yeah. Well, it's like Minecraft. I think Minecraft was out a couple years before it came out. Yeah, just like in like some weird like early access beta mode or something.
Oh, you gotta hate early access beta modes. Yeah. So yeah, that game was Shapes, but Shapes with a Z on the end. So is that Shapes?
So maybe it's like balls.
Yeah, with Shapes
or boys.
2 Factory. Yeah, it's a cool game where you've got to make. So the whole premise of the game is pretty simple, where you've got to make a whole heap of shapes that are like at the end of the line, and then you've got to put little bits and pieces of that shape together on the assembly line before that. So at the end, they all pop out together. So you're making all these different shapes, so then you can keep on growing your little factory to build bigger and better shapes, basically. Just a cool idea.
That's cool. No, that sounds it's like what's the graphical style on it?
It's a 3D one. So the first version, so Shapes of 1, was only a 2D game, vector based, very, very, very light. So I think you could download it and play it on a mobile almost. So now the second one is a 2D game, a 3D game. So they've put it from a third person perspective, and looks really cool. Like
Nice.
it's the same gameplay almost as the first one, but they've upgraded the graphics and stuff like that, so it makes it more exciting.
Nice. No, that's cool. You know, it's nice
Oh,
seeing
that's
like
the game that you loved. Oh my god, I just found it. Shit, sorry to interrupt you.
which game?
I'm surprised you didn't start with this game.
Well, no, I like because there's a
Are we,
couple. I
are
don't
we
want to just
saving
like
it? Are we saving it for last? Is that what we're trying to do?
maybe. I mean, I've gone through most of them. Are we talking about the Bubsy collection?
No, 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 no.
No, that's up there.
Um,
Are we talking about the Transylvanian Adventures of
no,
Simon
no,
Quest?
no.
That was also up there.
Yeah, no. Your favorite game. You came back, so you went out for a wander around, and you came back to me, and then you said, "Oh my god, you've got to play this game. It's called."
Oh, it's a Super Cucumber. Hell yeah. Super Cucumber. That fucking game. Yeah. So, for the record, there's no cucumbers in this game. None of them are super. You play a cartoon aardvark. It's a 2D platformer. No, for what the gameplay is, it's not bad. I don't know why it's called Super Cucumber because the aardvark you're playing as has a cape on, and when he has the cape on, he becomes Super Cucumber, but he doesn't become a Super Cucumber. I'm sure the story goes deeper, but I only played like the first couple levels.
Oh, I just remember you coming back, and your brain was hurting that bad, and I was just excited that you'd go and explain it to all our listeners again.
Oh shit!
How
It's not coming out till next year. I think it wants to compete with Grand Theft Auto 6. Well, I know what I'm getting first. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yes, that Super Cucumber was damn good.
I can't believe you forgot. Well, I feel like we might as well wrap up the show then. There's nothing really else to talk about. We've done Super Cucumber.
I know, yeah. We should have saved that for the last part. But no, like, I know we still got a couple minutes, but I feel the wrap up because I just want to say, and I know it sounds lame, but it was really nice to meet you in the flesh finally. You know, that was cool. And I think we had a cool time. And I'm really glad the city of Boston was kind to you. You know, that made...
Food is amazing. If anyone gets a chance, go and visit Boston. It was such a good spot. Like food, drinks, beer.
Nice.
I still, my little brain still can't.
Oh, the light beer?
No. I can't fathom the fact that you do not have bourbon and Coke pre-mixed in a can. I don't understand. I've been talking to everybody about this. I've told everyone I know. I don't understand how they live. Like what part of their lives is complete yet. I don't know.
I'm surprised that hasn't come over here. I mean, maybe because we got like the shitty. Technically, it probably is, but it's in one of those shitty like weird like Four Loko style energy alcohol drinks. You know, it's probably just one of those. It probably tastes like shit. It probably doesn't taste authentic. It's probably like not even alcoholic.
No, our cans literally say like Jack Daniels and Coke. And
that's great. They should do that.
Yeah. Or
I
Jim
agree
Beam
with
and
you, yeah.
Coke. Or like, and if you go into our bottle shops, oh my god! And the lack of bottle shops that you have, my goodness! You come to Australia, every second corner is a bottle shop. They just want you to get drunk here. Over there, it's hard pressed finding places to buy alcohol.
Massachusetts, you got to remember, was an early Puritan state.
Okay.
Back in like the 1600s, very religious folk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, there was a point in time in Massachusetts you couldn't buy alcohol on Sundays.
Oh.
Some towns might still have them. They call them blue laws.
Okay.
They might, like, some of them are really fucked too. Like, PAX will only be open a short time, depending on what town you're on some days. I'm in Lowell, so most of the time, you know, you can get hammered. I know of bars, you know, like I wouldn't go to any of them, but I know of them. No, I used to back in the day when I was young and stupid.
Oh, we went to some bars over there, and
I
it's
only
really weird from Australian point of view how you go to a bar in America and you go to order your beer or whatever you're going to drink, and they give it to you, and then they don't take your money. Like then you have to you drink it, and then you might order another drink or whatever, and then
Yeah, you open the tab.
You pay at the end. We don't have tabs. They don't trust us over here. They're like,
Oh, really?
you give us some money every time every time we buy a drink. You give me money, and then we'll work from there. It's like,
No, yeah, that's just normal, because that's a good way. That's a good way to get people to like. Many times, it's a good thing I'm a charm person because a lot of people be like, "Hey, throw one on my tab," and I end up getting a free screwdriver. Yeah.
So
that's my to-go
So
drink.
that's how the tab sharing and all that. So over here, it's like if I wanted to buy you a drink, I'd have to go to the bar, buy you a drink, give them the money, they give you the drink.
Throw it on my tab.
Yeah.
Throw it on my tab. Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm an idiot. I just did it just a couple days ago. I met some people at a restaurant, Owen Ollie's in Drake it. And yeah, like we got him a margarita. Let's throw it on our tab.
Man. Oh, drinks are a lot cheaper over there too. Oh my God, they're cheap over there compared to.
Really? Oh,
Oh yeah. You can
No,
buy
yeah, I didn't know that.
pack of beer for like $8 over there. Not here. You're paying like 30
No,
bucks
yeah.
minimum.
See, honestly, the last time I was ever in a bar in Boston was about 10 years ago. It was me and my uncle went. My uncle's very he can tell you the history from the Pilgrims all the way to now of Boston, and it was just a cool time. And yeah, we were going around one time, and he was like, "Hey, let's stop and get a drink." It was near Quincy Market. I know that. I couldn't tell you the name of it at all, but it was more like a sports bar than a regular bar. So it was nice, Drinks were just as expensive as they are anywhere else, and I didn't pay, so I was happy with that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But yeah, that was my last time drinking in Boston, and it was like 2:00 in the afternoon.
I mean, that's a good time to start.
Yeah, if you're in Boston, sure.
But yeah, no, it was good. That was all good.
Oh,
Food was really good. We liked the food. Found like nice pastries, nice places to eat. Everything over there was nice. Oh, cab drivers over in Boston though are assholes. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. They
not cab drivers. Drivers.
No. They're just very no. They don't talk to you. They're just like they won't say anything. They're just like open the car, get in, and you're not sure if you're gonna get murdered or whatever. Like I'm scared to talk in the back of the cab. Like I'm like these guys. Like in Australia, like you talk to the cab driver the whole way. Even in Singapore, I'd be able to talk to cab drivers. What's the weather like? Where should I go? All this type of stuff. Not in Boston. They're like, nah, we're not doing that.
Nope.
We're not having
talking.
general chit chat. That's just boring. We're not
Like
doing that.
we know what's going on. You need to go somewhere. I have a vehicle.
Yeah.
Let's make something work with this
Yeah.
kind of thing. So, yeah, that's that. I mean, admittedly, here's the thing: when I take an Uber places, I'm not saying I wouldn't like to talk to my friend who's driving me, but most of the time I'm just like on my phone, not like talking to someone on my phone because that'd be rude.
Yeah.
But like actually just reading shit in the back. They're doing their thing. I'm doing mine.
Yeah.
Give a good tip. Like I appreciate it. The going out and all that.
But I mean, the biggest thing we've obviously missed about Boston was that we don't have Dunkin' Donuts here. We've had to not have. We just don't have that. I mean.
That's right. I got a Dunkin's cozy on hand. Well, actually, it's Tessa's. Like, it was her vacation too, so she was over here. So I got like 5 of these around my room now. But yeah, no. What you think? Because okay, so Lisa just got I off the top of my head, I forget. I know she didn't like sugar. That's all I remember from the coffee. But that was a hot coffee I got her.
Yeah.
The first time I gave you a coffee, it was actually what Tess drinks, which
Yeah.
is a iced mocha, cream, no sugar.
Mm.
And what you think of that one?
I liked it. I think my go-to after a while, after I started working out what I could get from Dunkin's, was either the hot or cold, depending on what weather I was feeling, but I like the pistachio flavored syrup. Oh, that stuff is
Oh.
good. Yeah, that's a good
Oh,
syrup.
nice, good.
Yeah.
Well, the second coffee I got you was that it was brown sugar shaken espresso.
Oh, yeah,
I just wanted to get you something ridiculous. So I was like, one of those.
yeah, no, that was good. I just liked all of the things. You know what I mean? Like they're all different flavors, and we don't get iced coffee. So you don't. If you go to a coffee shop here, you won't get iced coffee. Not normally. It's not a big thing here. It's yeah.
Oh.
We're into fancy coffee. We do
I
espresso.
remember you enjoyed those bagel bites. You
That
you
was
enjoyed
so
those
good.
bagel bites. They were so good. Those
Yeah.
bagel bites. Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to buy a Dunkin's franchise and put it in my lounge room so I can just have my own Dunkin' supply over here. That's all I've come up with so far. Or I'll have to
You know
come
what the-
back.
The ironic thing is, I get from Dunkin's all the time. I don't drink coffee. I usually get their refreshers and that's it, and like a sandwich if it's early in the morning.
Well, they're so cheap and
Yeah, I mean that saved me in Boston too. Like I don't want to overspend going into Boston, so travel tip to anyone ever going into Boston: if you want to eat food that won't break you, go to Dunkin's. Just go to Dunkin's. No, because McDonald's will mark up. Like the McDonald's at North State. Oh, I don't even want to get into those, but they're a hell of a lot more expensive than like the McDonald's right down on Bridge Street over here. So you don't really want to touch that. But Dunkin's is solid through and through. So yes, like if you want to eat cheap in Boston, go to Dunkin's.
well the other part is there's so many of them. There's like one in every corner. There's
Yep.
so many. Like we've got more 7-Elevens than you guys have, I reckon. But you've got like Dunkin's everywhere.
Okay, so the Dunkin's on Bridge Street going down 38 is the best one. The one further down Bridge Street near St. Mike's, good but busy. Then you, then you got the one downtown. You got the other one downtown. You got the one going up Lakeview. There's more. I just can't think of them all right now. This is all just like a 5-minute drive away from my location right now.
Oh, yeah, they're the best. But we went to was it Mike's Pastries or something like that. That was really cool.
Nice. North End?
Yeah. Or over in the Italian, where the Italian kind of stuff is. Yeah. Is that North End?
That's where you go for pastries.
Yeah.
That's where you go for pastries. North End. They do. I don't know if I ever. Was it the pastry shop that's like always has a line outside of it?
I reckon it might do. We went there early though,
Yeah.
so we didn't have to line up.
Oh yeah. No man, I got some cannolis there last time. Other than PAX, and man, they were delicious. Hearty too. Like
Did they put
real
the
pastry.
string on the box?
Yep.
Yeah. And it was like a blue and white box or something like that? No?
When I got it, it was more red, but maybe it's seasonal.
Maybe it's a different company. There was just lots of those places there, but yeah. And we were in Boston. That was when the Celtics was playing in the finals, and then they were like down to their last chance or something, and they ended up winning that night that we were there, and then they had to win the next night, but we were on the plane. So obviously, if you want the Celtics to win, I'm going to start a GoFundMe so you could invite me back over to Boston just as your lucky charm, and that will help you guys.
While I do appreciate my hometown, which is Celtics, Bruins, Red Sox, Patriots, Revolution.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more, but that's like the 5 off the top of my head. Well, I do appreciate all of them. I don't really follow sports.
No, I know.
Like, I have no.
I'm just saying
I'm
there's
pretty.
people like that
I'm.
follow.
Oh no! Oh yes! No, Boston is a sports town. Like it's a heavy sports town. People like their sports in Boston.
Yeah.
A lot of bars there, sports bars, like we were talking about. They follow that.
Oh, well, that was one thing because Melbourne's a mega heavy sports town as well, so I could see that connection with the two of them. So yeah, that was cool.
That's-
Yeah, I went to a Cheers bar. I did a whole heap of. I was a tourist, so
Did you go to Faneuil Hall by any chance?
no.
Did you go to Quincy Market? They're kind of close together.
Maybe. Yeah, I think I did. They were just like across the road from where we were staying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Over there's also the old. It's actually funny. That was like kind of like my normal trip into Boston was my compass for like getting to the convention center.
Yeah.
And right where I had to kind of diverge to go to the convention center was right where the old State House is still there.
Yeah, that was just we were staying on that State Street.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Did you do the Freedom Trail?
No, I don't do
Oh,
trails. You know what I did? I went all the way out of Boston so I could go to a GameStop so I could buy a GameStop bag.
Which GameStop? In Salem? Was it Salem?
No. It was in Boston, but it was.
It was in Boston.
Yeah, but it was like out from Boston a little bit. Like it wasn't in the CBD. It was out. There's none in the middle of Boston anymore.
Yeah, but I just want to know. I'm wondering if you went outside because remember, Boston geographically is kind of a small city. Like there's a bunch of towns around Boston, Cambridge, Somerville, Dorchester. And even though technically they're not Boston, they're damn close enough to be Boston. Closer than Lowell is. And I think according to my GPS, it was 26 miles away from my location.
Let me have a look, and I'll tell you where it was. It would have been.
Oh, I mean, you must have been like 27,000 miles.
Oh,
from your location.
Yeah, I was. It must have been. I think it wasn't too far out from the Fenway Park thing. Is there a GameStop now that way?
Perhaps. I usually don't go down Fenway. I've never had to. I've never even been to Fenway.
Yeah, so it was out that way kind of thing. I was just like walking around. I was just seeing how like far I could go before I got mugged or something. And I'm like, oh, there's a GameStop. And then I got on a tram or train and went back to the city because it was getting late. So yeah. But yeah, no, good fun times. It was, I don't know, it was one of my, I can't just say it enough. It was such an enjoyable time.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time, my friend, and I hope to see you again around here someday too.
Yeah.
Boston.
Anyway,
was also good, the band Boston.
Everything Boston. I thought you were going to go with Fallout. You didn't even, Fallout 1, 2, 3, or 4. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, no. Before you close off, I don't want to keep you. I just got to ask. Any interest in Fallout 4 yet? Anything?
If it was made by a different company, I just can't get into anything made by that company.
Because now you have a spiritual connection with the game now.
Yeah, but there's other games. Is there other games set in Boston or not?
The first part of Last of Us takes place in Boston.
Okay.
There's a Tony Hawk Underground 2 level that takes place in Boston. One of the SimCity scenarios is Boston. Not a whole lot, actually. Pretty much just Fallout 4 takes place in the city of Boston.
Okay. Yeah, no, I just can't deal with the way that they make games. Can they make games that aren't annoying?
Sorry.
If someone remakes the game with different user interface, I'm there. I just hate the user interface. That's just my...
Well, I mean, if you replay Last of Us, it's right before they get out of the city. Like, that's the city they're getting out of.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a lot of game studios in Boston, so I'd say it's probably easy to model Boston, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. We'll do this again in a couple of weeks.
You got it.
Good to see you. Bye.
You too, bye.